What's up, Comic Book Nation? I am Kofi Outlaw here at San Diego Comic-Con 2022. We're back for the first time in a lot of years, and today I have the honor of sitting down and talking to Sarah Carbiener, the executive producer and creator of the Vindicators spinoff from Rick and Morty. I never know what to call this.
I know.
I always feel like there should be a colon name coming after it. I think I've been led that way.
Micro episode spin-off shorts. I don't know. All of those things.
So yeah, let's talk about this. The Vindicators, we've seen them. They've already lived on since their Rick and Morty episode back in season 3, way back in 2017. They've been a comic series. But what are we getting with this new series of shorts? Because I know that the original episode was very much a kind of scathing satire about superheroes. So what are we getting in these shorts about superheroes?
More scathing satire. No. So what we were excited to do, because co-created it with Erica Rasby, who couldn't be here this weekend, which is a huge bummer. But what we were excited to do with the idea of superheroes in this one is, because there was no Rick and Morty and the Vindicators spinoff, we could just like really, really live with these characters and get to live in some of their smaller moments and like some of their more private moments and satirize them that way.
And it's already been said that we're getting, because there were a lot of high profile kind of voice actors that stepped in to play the Vindicators in that episode, from Gillian Jacobs to Christian Slater, Lance Reddick, and we're getting them back.
They're all back.
That's amazing.
They're all back.
I know I wanted to kind of talk about that in the Vindicators episode. What was kind of so fun about that, and you said that we're going to get to see these heroes, is we're coming in loaded. We found out pretty quickly how many kind of issues, how much backstory was hinted out about these characters. I know also that kind of Justin Roiland and Rick and Morty, they also like to have fun with us when it comes to these things. They'll set us up like there is these epic backstories, but then they'll mess with us about canon and following continuity. So how do you and Erica kind of fall on that scale about dealing with kind of some of the things we heard hinted at?
So I definitely want to play with expectations for what you think the backstories are, absolutely. Because if we did anything straightforward, it would be a huge betrayal, and we would deserve everything we got. So yeah, definitely leaning towards subverting expectations in terms of what you think happened, the adventures that they had without Rick. And then at the same time, though, like trying to live as much, like really, really, really make sure we don't do anything that steps on the episode, because not only like is that less fun if it just like we were to make a bunch of shorts that totally invalidate like our introduction to these characters, but it's just also like it's fun to like figure out that challenge, like wait, how is this going to work in this universe with a group of people who don't have a portal gun, and so they don't really get to like play with their timeline. So yeah, it's like both. We had a lot of fun painting in those lines to make sure that, you know, it didn't undermine any future payoffs. But at the same time, yeah, no, it can't be what we said it was in episode 3 or episode 4.
And even though this is the Vindicators on their own, I think a lot of longtime fans will have kind of sneaking suspicions or questions. Is there any way you guys can use this show to kind of reversely affect Rick and Morty continuity?
Right. I think that what we did in the show was we found a pocket of time and space that would not, without pretending like Rick and Morty doesn't exist. So, because yeah, that Rick and Morty is such like a complicated, dense, like show full of just braiding back on itself constantly, that I think that with the Vindicators, we wanted to have fun and do some weird shit and kind of, you know, have our own little corner and like not fuck with them too much.
And less headaches trying to sort all that out.
Not only less headaches, but just, yeah, it's like these episodes are 2 to 3 minutes long. We wanted to go and have as much fun and be as bizarre as possible, and untangling, you know, like evil Morty threads or something would just,
Yeah, no, passing on that. Something I love about comedic shorts is when within the format itself, it can allow you to really play with people
Yeah.
with the shortness and where you cut off, like, or the abruptness and how you choose to end each kind of segment. Do you guys have a lot of are you playing with the actual format of the shorts in that kind of way, in that meta way?
I think that we still like wanted to make them each feel like very complete. So there's that. So yeah, we didn't really cut off in like the middle of a gag, but we do get out fast because they're tuned through it, But it's not that like hard to black moment. But I think that where I think that where we get to play with like the format is how do we fake it like you saw something that was longer, and make you feel like you got a real slice of Vindicators and these little
So you didn't go for the Sopranos endings?
No, didn't go for the Sopranos endings. I mean, downbeat endings are definitely a part of these shorts. There's a lot of downbeats. We play downbeat. We don't play downbeat. But yeah, it's we could only aspire to be the Sopranos.
It's like, will a ghost train get there in time to save them? Cut to black. We don't know.
Right? Yeah. We should have.
The good thing about dealing in superhero satire is the actual genre never runs out of content to feed you. What are some things that you've seen recently? I know you guys have already been on production on the show, but what have you seen recently that you think might be good to kind of delve into in the future?
That's a really hard question. Like just superhero movies or any?
Or anything, yeah.
Yeah, I think there have been a couple of, and I think this lends itself to the Vindicators because I think it's as much a sci-fi show as it is a superhero show because they spend so much time in space and all of that. So there have been, without naming anything, a lot of giant space opera-y shows and movies and stuff, and I think there's a lot there.
Okay.
I think there's a lot there with these really, really rich worlds and really, really boring people.
Can we ever see alt-universe Vindicators, like A Million Flies shows up one day?
I mean, now, again, like, you just keep pitching me stuff that I'm going to steal.
Please do. I try to feed what I want to watch in this kind of way. But, yeah. And as we said, like, you always worry about, making new shows and failure, but what about success? Like, what happens if people really dig these shorts and the Vindicators become a much bigger thing? Do you maybe have to start worrying about some of those larger kind of stories and continuities?
Yes. If it becomes a bigger thing, I am both petrified and excited about solving those problems. Because, like, I think it could be awesome, but also, in one way or another, every time we've told a story about the Vindicators, we've kind of destroyed them. So I think that would set some challenges.
And my last question is there any kind of, from just making the show, and I know you guys had to do it in this very unique way given circumstances, but is there any kind of scene or like dialogue sequence amongst the cast without saying anything that you're kind of excited for fans to see?
Yes. Yeah, there's a couple of things, but there is in particular a dialogue-free Crocubot sequence that I'm very excited for people to see, and another dialogue-free Alan Rails thing that I'm very curious how people are going to react. But we worked so hard on like every second of all of them. Like I can't wait. And I think pointing out the dialogue-free ones is not only because like I really, really enjoyed them, but the animators did incredible work. Like,
well, thank you.
It's beautiful.
We're really looking forward to this. Do we have an official release date yet for
tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Okay. Well, there you go. So that will be the Vindicators spin-off, some mini episodes, digital series from the Rick and Morty universe coming our way from Sarah Carbiener here and the rest of her excellent team. Sorry, Erica, you couldn't be here. But hopefully we'll get to talk in the future with the success of this whole thing. I'm Kofi Outlaw for Comic Book Nation, and we'll be giving you guys more from Comic-Con 2022. Thank you.